Hello and welcome to more Legacy Cube Draft. What do we got in this pack? Ooh, Outlaws Merriment. I really want to try a control deck based around this. So one of my favorite decks from Legacy Cube like 3 years ago was like 5-color Planeswalker control. And the win condition was, what was it? The other enchantment that's like this, but it made 1/1s every turn for like how many turns it was in play. That was a great win condition, and this looks similar. I probably won't be taking it though. I'm leaning towards taking Phyrexian Metamorph first pick. This card's really versatile. It just does everything you want it to do. It keeps us open, you know, it's colorless. The other option would probably be Badlands. Predane's really busted, but I did just draft a blue deck, so I'm going to try and not do that if possible. Like, if blue is open, I'll take it, but you know what? We're just going to take Outlaws Merriment. I was just talking about how fun it was. Let's see if we can draft a Merriment control deck. That would be sweet. Because it's like, basically what you do is you just draft like all the board wipes or whatever, and then you just have an enchantment that gives you inevitability, right? Like, with this in play, you're going to win the game at some point. So now we could take Day of Judgment. The Immortal Sun is kind of funny with Merriment, but I think I'm just going to take Wrath. Like, this effect, it's not nearly as good as the other one. I can't remember the name of the card. I'm going to pull it up in between picks, but it's like, I'll just pull it up between picks. We're going to take Day of Judgment here. Well, I honestly, for the life of me, can't find the name of that card. So it'll be in the description or someone in the comments will put it there. But it's cool. Anyway, ooh. Okay. We got a lot of things. Stonecoil Serpent just does so many different things. It's kind of absurd. Not really sure I'm a fan of that card. I am a fan of Elspeth, though. This card is like one of the best win conditions in mono white. Or like white control decks. Maybe we can wheel a Nicol Bolas. And then Hedron Archive is interesting to me. Languish is kind of good. Stonecoil is just good in any deck, but it's kind of lazy. So we'll take that. The two good cards. Probably going to take Oblivion Ring here, though. Just good removal, kills anything. And like Oblivion Ring plus Day of Judgment is like a pretty good removal suite because you can wipe all creatures or exile planeswalkers. So we're going to take that. Just noting that Stoke the Flames exists. I don't like this art that they chose for Wasteland. I like the old art, but that's just me. Ooh, Armageddon. Probably going to take Arid Mesa, though. We're already red-white. I want to be like 5-color Planeswalkers, or control-ish. So we got to start taking fetches early. Armageddon is a sweet card, and way more powerful than people give it credit for, but I will be continuing the issue of people not giving it credit. Speaking of cards people don't give credit, Magister of Worth is really good. 6 mana 4/4 flyer, and when it enters, effectively you get to choose, because if it's tied, no, effectively it just kills all other creatures. So it's a 6 mana Wrath, make a 4/4. So that's good. I don't think Gideon Blackblade is for us, because we don't really care about his abilities. So like exiling something every like 6 turns isn't that great. Same with History of Benalia is fine, but not busted. So it's really between Magister of Worth or just an Incinerate. And Magister of Worth is kind of sweet, so I'm just going to take that. There was also Dragonlord Silumgar in that pack, worth mentioning, but that's a double splash. So not really going to go that direction. Ooh, Mind Shatter. Ajani Vengeant, my favorite Planeswalker, I think, in the whole cube. It used to be Kiora, the one that makes Krakens, but they got rid of her. So now it's Ajani. And Ajani's sweet for a couple reasons. The best is like, he's a Planeswalker with a unique effect where he can deny mana or creatures. Most of the Planeswalkers, like, they come into play, they make tokens every turn, and that's what like almost all of them do. I just like this unique design. It gives you so much versatility, and then his ultimate just feels so good when you do it. Like, destroy all lands target player controls. That's just sweet. Ooh, so Chandra, Acolyte of Flame, can pump up all of our red Planeswalkers, but I probably just have to take Chromatic Lantern for a bit of acceleration, a lot of mana fixing, passing Ob Nixilis, but that's okay. And seeing Chromatic Lantern go that late is also a good sign for us that what we're drafting is open. Oh, this is hard. So this means good things. All of these cards are cards that would be good in our deck, and it means that like Mardu is open, which is kind of what appears to be what we're trying to draft. I don't think I'm going to take Damnation because there's a couple other Wrath effects. I think the least replaceable card here is Badlands. So I'm going to take that. Kalitas could be the other one, but I don't think I really want to play Kalitas without fixing. So we're going to take that. And now that we took the fixing, we can feel more comfortable in picking up Vindicate here. Just a real good card. Kill any permanent. Beautiful artwork. 10 out of 10. Ooh. Okay, Mr. Bolas. I accept this challenge. Let's do it. Let's put a Bolas in our deck. Probably, so if you want to draft like correctly, I always make this distinction because people get mad at me for some reason. I'm drafting to have fun. In all my videos, I want to enjoy the game, have you guys enjoy watching me. So I'm going to take the fun pick. Languish would be awesome in our deck, and I definitely could see playing it. I want to play Nicol Bolas because this card is sweet, fun to cast, and it wins games in like very decidedly fun, for me, ways. Like Ultimate Nicol Bolas is a feeling kind of unlike any other. Do I want to Rankle? I guess it's too late to decide. Ooh, Revelark. I will take a Revelark. It's good if we get some like walls and stuff like that. Yeah, not really down for Goblin Rabblemaster. Ooh. History of Benalia is probably better than Moloku, even though Moloku is a better combo with Revelark. We got other things coming. So Liliana Dreadhorde General. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures. Make zombies. That seems nice. Elesh Norn is good, but that's a lot of mana. I guess so is Liliana. Sneak Attack is also something worth noting. But I don't really want to play creatures in my deck. Speaking of. I'll play Magister of Worth because it's like not really a creature. I wonder how good mono 6-drop control can be. I guess we're about to find out. I'm okay with it. What do we want? This Nicol Bolas is also kind of awesome. We can cast it off Chromatic Lantern. Like, Approach of the Second Sun is sweet and probably a good thing, but like, we could be Bolas Tribal. Let's be Bolas Tribal. Then I really just have to take like all the fixing I possibly can because we have quite a bit of blue now too. We don't have any green. Maybe I just stay away from green, although Ren and 6 with fetches is also kind of good. I'm gonna take Supreme Verdict. We're gonna figure it out. Don't worry, don't worry. The mana will figure itself out. There's Swords of Plowshares. I don't think I can take Mass Manipulation in good faith, but I can take Swords. That's a card I can take. Now we can take a Wyrn Power Stone, power up our 6-drops. See, we're getting there. Maybe we can wheel a Martial Coup or Burst Lightning. This is going fine. Everyone, don't even worry about our mana. It's gonna be perfect. This is actually kind of interesting. So, Hour of Devastation, non-Bolas Planeswalkers. We got a lot of Bolas Planeswalkers here that we can protect. This Sorin's really good if we can ultimate him quickly. Also, Condemn is just like a good removal spell to keep us alive forever. And then Blood Crypt, we already have Badlands, so it's not as useful, but it is still a good card. I think I'm going to try and wheel one of these, and I'm going to take Condemn. Because 1 mana plays in a deck this clunky is like kind of what you need to survive. And it exiles, which is, or I guess it doesn't exile, it puts on the bottom, which is nice. Ooh. I really want to take Star of Extinction, even though I know that's a terrible idea. Because it also kills Planeswalkers. I think I'm going to take Lingering Souls. It comes down earlier than Lyra Dawnbringer. Smiting Helix is the other card to consider. Maybe I just take that, actually. Is that better? 3 damage any target you gain 3 life. Or make a bunch of 1/1 tokens. I'm gonna take the Helix. It is sorcery speed, but this card does seem good. I don't know, maybe I could have wheeled that because it's like pretty hard for people to cast, but that's like a lot of card advantage. And life gain is particularly important in decks like this because once you stabilize, especially against mono red, you just need a way to prevent yourself from dying to damage. Because you can stabilize at like 2 life, like 4 life sometimes, but ooh, Oust. I love Oust. Oust is one of my favorite cube cards, or just cards in general. So I'm gonna explain this again because everyone's heard this, but it's 1 mana, put a creature onto the library, right? So if it's a good creature, it delays the inevitable of them like playing the good creature again, but that gives you time. And in a deck like this, time is really all we need. But if you play Oust on like a mana elf, you don't really feel like you wasted a removal spell because not only do they lose their mana acceleration, then they have to draw a mana elf like 3 turns later when it doesn't really matter. Just a really, really good card. I love it. We can take Elesh Norn. That's a... Why is Sneak Attack going that late? That's a shame. Elshnorn or Field of Ruin? We could use Field of Ruin for fixing. Because I don't really need Elishnorn. Like, she's good, but I don't have any creatures, really. I would love Casualties of War, but there's no way I'm casting that. So we're just going to take Field of Ruin. Ooh, Approach? It's either Approach or Lightning Strike. And I think I'm leaning towards Lightning Strike because we can win the game with our Planeswalkers. Like, yeah, that's not a problem. So I don't really need another 7-drop. Spellskite is interesting because it can block, but I'm just going to take... Ooh, Sweltering Suns. 3 damage to each creature, and Cycling is pretty good too. Or Parallax Wave is the other consideration, but I don't really love Parallax Wave in this deck. It's particularly good when you have like things to combo with it, which we do not. I'll take Show and Tell because I'm not doing any of that. Ooh, Martial Coup versus Burst Lightning. I think I'm going to continue taking the cheap plays because, again, ooh, Hour of Devastation. All right, and Star of Extinction. I don't think I can play this because it does 20 damage to each Planeswalker, and like that's our game plan, but it is real fun. We could maybe potentially cut black. We'll see what goes on here. Ooh, this is interesting. I love Toxic Deluge, but we have like a million board wipes now. I think we gotta focus on mana, and probably Sacred Foundry. We're like base red-white. This is just gonna be good a lot of the time. Polluted Delta would be another great pickup because we can get bad lands. We have like a little bit of blue, so getting 1 blue land would be good, but I would like to get a blue duel versus a blue fetch because this only fixes for blue if we're already putting islands in our deck, and I would like to not have to put island in my deck. Like Wheeling Hollowed Fountain would be pretty good, but I'm going to take Sacred Foundry because this fixing is slightly more important. Go for the Throat is good removal. Angrath's Rampage is also good removal. But I think I'm just going to take Clifftop Retreat. We really need fixing. And we already have like a good set of playables. Plus some of these are going to wheel. So we just want to make sure we can hit like double white in red on time. Scalding Tarn is nice. So Scalding Tarn can get Badland, Sacred Foundry, plus an island. I like that. There's a lot of good cards for us to wheel from this pack. Prismatic Lens, Lightning Helix, Abrade, like would all be nice. But I got to take the fixing. Like, this deck will not work if I can't cast my spells, so it doesn't matter how many flashy cards I take after this. Like, we need to get the deck functioning first. But I think we can get there. Like, this mana's not the worst thing. Ooh, Scrubland. I like me a Scrubland. Passing the Scarab God, Caracas. Stuff that will probably come around. Honestly, we're going to wheel like a Lava Claw Reaches, which I'll be super happy about. Scrubland I cannot get off Scalding Tarn, but that's okay. We're going to wheel one of these blue fetches, I hope. Ooh, Dak Faden. I like Dak Faden. Liliana the Last Hope. So she just emblems very quickly as her like main benefit, which is pretty good. The other option is just taking Mana Tithe, which is kind of funny in a deck like this. It gives us really good early interaction. Like we have all these 1 mana plays, and Liliana's double black, so like we're not going to be hitting double black on turn 3 very often, so I'm going to take Mana Tithe. I think people know how much I like this card, and it is a little bit more than I should, but that's okay. This is interesting. I'm leaning towards Faith's Fetters as another way to deal with opposing Planeswalkers, because these lands are okay, but I think our mana is getting to the point where it's kind of good. We're basically red-white splashing triple black card. Yeah, I'm gonna take Faith's Fetters. I expect like one of those lands to wheel. Ooh, Fallen Shinobi. Unfortunately, we don't really have creatures to ninjutsu, but we could take Gideon. So Angrath. They discard a card and lose 2 life. We can steal a creature and kill it. I also love Wretched Confluence, but we don't really have any creatures to get back, so we're probably just gonna take Gideon. He's boring, but he's good. Good and boring. Volcanic Island is probably the card we wanted. We can get it off Scalding Tarn and Arid Mesa. Yeah, I like that. Then we don't really have to... Okay, well, Hallowed Fountain fixes our blue for sure. Don't really want Terminus, but yeah, I'll take that. Then I really don't have to play any islands. Now I can play probably Mizium Mortars. It's a good play early and it's a great play late. The other option will be Angrath's Rampage, particularly for killing opposing Planeswalkers, but we have A couple ways to do that. So I'm just gonna take the mortars. And Lightning Helix or Bogard and Hellkite. I love that card, but we just gotta take the Helix here. Stay low to the ground. Okay, so we wield both the cards I was talking about. I have a lot of playables. I have 23. Wall of Omens would be kind of great, but I think I gotta take the fixing. Wow. Okay, well at this point, I think my mana is good enough to support this Liliana. That's ridiculous. And we got Anguished Unmaking back. Nice. Okay, we get a lot of cards to cut. I don't like History of Benalia. Honestly, so I know that the whole reason I built this deck was based around Outlaw's Merriment, but it might not be that necessary in the main deck because it just makes a creature to like every turn, and our turn 4 play should be kind of more impactful than that. We want to control the board because our deck already has inevitability, right? Like we have Nicol Bolas, Liliana, Elspeth in our deck. Like we're going to win the late game, so I don't need a card that just kind of doubles down on us winning the late game. I'd rather focus on surviving the early game. I will say, against other controlling decks or decks with a lot of removal, this will be like one of the best sideboard cards we have, but I really don't think I want it in the main deck, at least right now, because I have a lot of cards to cut. Sweltering Suns is kind of weak compared to everything else. I think I like Hour of Devastation mostly because it doesn't really kill any of our planeswalkers. Like they can all gain loyalty above that. Maybe it does kill quite a few. Okay, maybe I side that in, like if they have planeswalkers. Because it is basically just a worse board wipe. And we have Day of Judgment and Supreme Verdict and Mizium Mortars. So I'm not that worried. I'm keeping in Mana Tithe. Don't even worry. I could see cutting Smiting Helix and Magister for now. Because we have a lot of board wipes and like we want to be able to board wipe fast. But against like green, definitely bringing this card in. We just want to have like the best main deck configuration for game 1 that we can, which I think this is. Is this an 18 land deck? Probably not. We have so many 1 mana like interactive spells that I gotta sort this here. Okay, figuring out the mana is rough. Skip ahead if you don't want to see this, but people have been requesting that I show all of it. So if you're like trying to build decks like this will help you figure it out, because I think the biggest thing people stumble with is not having an appropriate game plan. Like you can't just put 5 colors in a deck and be like, I'm gonna win. You need a game plan. Actually, we're gonna talk about this. So the game plan of this deck is we have all of this early interaction, right? Like 3 early exile or like condemn effects, a bunch of early burn, some early removal, Oblivion Ring, like wrath effects. So we're going to be able to survive the early game. And we have all these expensive spells, but there's 2 ways to ramp. Number 1 is like play spells that specifically put lands into play or add mana. The other way to do it is just make the game go long, because as the game goes longer, you're going to draw more cards and eventually hit more land drops. And that's what the way this deck works is we kill creatures to prolong the game so that we can just cast Liliana and Nicol Bolas, and take over the game that way. Pretty sweet. Anyway, so white mana we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I want Fielded Rune actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need quite a few white sources. Honestly, this might be, minus the island, the perfect recommendation. Red sources we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually a lot of red. I don't think I need any more of those. So I probably just do this. Right? Black sources we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black sources. And then white we have like a million. Seems good to me. We even get to add 1 more. Wow, I get to add a swamp. That's good. So as far as blue goes, we have actually quite a few ways to like find blue. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources for 2 blue spells. That's not bad. Yeah, we're gonna run it like that. See you guys round 1. All right, welcome. We're playing against Jozek77. Sweet. I actually think this is a deck that in general would like to draw, but I would only draw against like specific matchups. We also have like Mana Tithe, so it's kind of important. This hand's a keep. We can go Scrubland into Sacred Foundry. We have like Vindicate and stuff, but in any like controlling type situation, we would want to draw probably. Particularly, it's not because we're like a late game deck. It's because we're a late game deck with a lot of 1 mana interactive spells. So like going second, we can go like land, kill their 2-drop, and that's a really like good sequence. Here we have Mana Tithe, which makes me feel very safe. There's a plane, so we play you tapped. This is where we get wrecked by a wasteland. We're a little bit away from casting Nicol Bolas. What do you think? Clifftop Retreat, sure. So I could just Vindicate an island, but that's almost always a bad play. Especially if you're a slow deck, because we're not going to pressure them, right? So they're going to be able to draw more lands. So we just wait. As long as we keep hitting land drops every turn, I'm not mad. I'm a little bit worried. We're like a million mana away from casting this Nicol Bolas. But both players doing nothing really favors us. Murmuring Mystic. Yeah, that's just gonna not exist. Look at that, Mana Tithe. A better Swords to Plowshares. Ooh, I like me a Wyrn Power Stone. Go. So now we need black mana pretty badly. Okay. Opponent's just doing nothing. Their hand must just be full of removal, which is the other benefit of playing like a creature empty deck. There are no creatures in our deck, I don't think. So like all the removal just does nothing. So if they're like blue-black kill stuff, sure. Your Doomblade has no effect. Ooh, Hallowed Font was a good draw. Now we are only 2 black mana away from casting Nicol Bolas. So that's something. We're also hoping our opponent starts missing land drops. Consecrated Sphinx. Okay, so we are going to Anguished Unmaking that. Black. I guess I wait till the end of turn just because I can. Because that resolving is really bad for us. If we can draw a Planeswalker to just slam here, that would be awesome. There we go. Get in there, kids. Make a thing. So now they can use removal on the night tokens, which is why I kind of don't like Planeswalkers that poop out tokens, but still, Planeswalkers are just hard to kill in any format. I think they were a design mistake, but they do make Cube pretty fun. Because in Limited, there's like variety, so you're not like always seeing Planeswalkers. Here's the thing. So when you're drafting Cube, and maybe there could be a constructed format based on this, there are a certain number of cards in the draft, and all of those cards have to get played. So even if the best strategy is like 5-color Gideon or whatever, people, you know, only one person can draft that deck, and then all the other decks still have to get played. Like someone has to take green cards, someone has to take blue cards. So it just leads to a lot of diversity, whereas in like constructed formats, that's not the case. So if the best deck is like 5-color Nicol Bolas, just every single person, you could get 100% of people playing the exact same cards, and that's just not very fun. Which is why I personally like Limited a lot more than any other format. Make a knight. I think I'm gonna hold this Plains in hand because I don't have any mass card draw, and maybe they have some discard. Yeah, anyway, that's my take on why Limited is amazing. Also why I like Pauper, because there's no Planeswalkers in Pauper. Really curious what opponent's deck does. They must just have a hand full of counterspells and like Doomblades or something. Because like they're just doing nothing, like literally nothing. And I don't want to, does he get indestructible? Yeah, he does. Oh, that's a good one. Let's make it, well, let's attack. If my opponent's not doing anything, I don't think I want to just run out Elspeth into open mana. They have 7 cards in hand. They're playing blue and they haven't made a play this whole game. So it like, they have to have a counterspell in hand. So it's just, we're gonna try and like overload their mana rather than do anything else. Just like an opt. Cyclonic Rift. Okay. Well, good thing we didn't cast Elspeth. That's a good card. Weird they didn't do that. Oh, not playing the Plains really hurt me there. What do I want to discard now? It's probably got to be Nicol Bolas the Dragon God. It's gonna be so long before I can cast him, and before I draw Chromatic Lantern. Like if I do draw Chromatic Lantern, he's good. Supreme Verdict seems kind of bad. Plus I have more of those, so we'll discard that. So now what do they do? That's another example of like always getting punished for keeping lands in hand. It's almost always better just to play them. Uh-oh. Gonti's like really good against our deck. They can take like, if they take opposing Nicol Bolas, I don't really know how we win. But if they just take like a bunch of board wipes, then that's good for us. I want to Lightning Strike the Gonti, I think, because that keeps our Planeswalkers more safe. I'm sorry, what? Okay. I guess that's a time to tap out. What? I don't know what's happening here, but they must have gotten a good card off of Gonti. That's what that makes me think. So what can we do here? I feel like Wyrn Power Stone into Elspeth is probably the best thing we can do. It does not play around Daze, though. This is the type of deck that would be playing Daze. So let's play around Daze. Although this is worse. This is worse against Force of Will, which would make sense if they tapped out for. We're playing around Daze. Yeah, make some things. Go ahead. Like, if you can, like, Wyrn Power Stone doesn't give us that much later on. We're more limited by colored mana than anything. I guess if we top deck Elspeth, or not Elspeth, Liliana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I guess if we top deck a 6 mana Planeswalker, we could have double spelled, but eh. So now the real question is, what did they hit off Gonti, and how bad is it for us? Because they have 7 mana, so I think they can play Bolas. Toxic Deluge, okay. Also interesting, they did not forbid with buyback. So Elspeth takes 1, not too bad. Oh, they drew a Johnny, okay. Why doesn't it say owned by me? I mean, I know it is because they hit it off Gonti, but it should say that on the card, right? Seems like something worth noting. So if they uptick a Johnny, I think I Vindicate. If they downtick a Johnny, that's a little bit worse. But then we can kill him pretty easily. Day of Judgment. You know, I kind of like that. Let's go Day of Judgment into Gideon. Not playing around Days this time. I guess Gideon's more important than Day of Judgment. So let's play Gideon first. And then Day of Judgment. Plains. Actually, do I even care about that? I don't even really care about Gonti. Yeah, whatever. Gonti's fine. I'd rather save Day for them having like something scarier. Also, I just noticed Wyrn Power Stone enters tapped. So the old Wyrn Power Stone into Elspeth play would have been really bad. Yeah, I know people are gonna comment that before they get to this point. So if you're one of those people, then you gotta change your comment or something. They have Karn? We can beat a Karn. In fact, we can very easily beat a Karn. Oh, now it says owned by Ganon CD. That's weird, it didn't say it before. Sure, that doesn't tap it down though. Ooh, I don't really want to oust that guy. Let's do a black check. I only have 2 black mana, so we're still 1 away from Nicol Bolas. I can uptick Gideon. There's a couple things I can do. I really don't want to Vindicate Gonti because that seems pretty good though. It lets me just get in for a lot of damage. I do waste to Vindicate, but I get to kill both of their Planeswalkers and still continue activating Gideon. So I attack a Johnny for 2, Karn for 3, and then just keep making Gideon tokens. Karn, 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 a Johnny. Okay, make a knight. And next turn I'm actually pressuring them for quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 5 is 12. If my emblem, that also just adds 5 damage. Mass Manipulation. Stone Coil Serpent, you got it. Not that good of a card in this particular matchup. There's our black mana. This seems like a good time to oust because I actually want them to draw this card. I know it gains them life, but I don't really care about that. And I think I can threaten lethal next turn if I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 12. Yeah, I can threaten lethal next turn by doing this. And they're tapped out, so this is like a pretty safe time to do it. And if they use all their mana killing all my creatures, Lava Claw Reaches can hit them for lethal. So they're in a really rough situation. Yeah. Alright, so against control, this is where I do basically all the sideboarding I talked about. Outlaw's Merriment seems like an all-star against them. Honestly, History of Benalia, like, we kind of want to just be more low to the ground and have a lot of threats. I can probably cut Supreme Verdict. I like all this incremental burn. Do I have any instant speed ways to kill Consecrated Sphinx? Because Consecrated Sphinx is the scariest card. I don't know if I do. Dualcaster Mage. I might actually be able to get him with a Dualcaster Mage. Just trying to think of what to cut. Liliana seems great. Mizzium Mortars is a little bit slow, maybe. Because all the rest of this burn can go face too, which is nice. The rest of this seems kind of great. Gideon Day. Like, I like having 1 Wrath Effect. Actually, do I even need 1 Wrath Effect? Maybe not. Maybe I just play Dualcaster Mage instead. Because it's like kind of sweet. Their mana was pretty bad too. Do I want Aurelia? Aurelia can hit for a lot of damage. Probably not. Smiting Helix can kill Planeswalkers. But so can Dualcaster Mage. I think I'm gonna do this. Like end of turn Dualcaster Mage attacking Karn or something seems good. Oh man. If we draw a land, this hand is really good. But if we don't draw lands, we're just going to lose the game pretty quickly. We're on the draw. I think I'm actually gonna mulligan this hand. It's just too clunky. Like this hand is better. I can keep this and get rid of Nicol Bolas. And then I at least have burn spells. I don't know. Maybe the other hand was good because it had like 3 mana interactive spells, but this hand has 1 mana interactive spells, which is kind of nice. There's Liliana. Their deck didn't seem like the type of deck to play Wasteland, so I will lead on Scrubland to bluff Mana Tithe. The other option would be play a tapped Sacred Foundry, but no real rush there. I could draw another Black Source. Yeah, play this tapped. Go ahead. Black Source turn 3 would be great, although I probably won't run Liliana to open mana. This is going to be a very slow matchup. I like Anguished Unmaking. Gives me insurance against Consecrated Sphinx, which is probably the only card I'm really scared about right now. We just want to draw lands. Like every turn, if I just draw land every turn for the next 5 turns, honestly, I wouldn't really complain. As long as one of them was black mana. If this is Gonti, I really need to hit a Black Source right now. Like, please deck, give me the black manas. They only have 1 up. Also, compulsive research in this particular situation is kind of awkward because they don't really want to be discarding lands, I don't think. Alright, black mana now. Do it! Oh! I didn't specify properly. That's my fault. That's on me. When you're trying to top deck, you gotta tell the deck exactly what you want. It looks like Search First Contest should give them some reach. They only have 1 blue up, so I will just play Liliana. There's another black mana. A little late to the party there, bud. 1, 2, 3. So if they have Mana Leak, they can get us, but there's actually not that many counter spells for 1 blue. What is it? Cyclonic Rift can really make Liliana hard, because she does take a wild ultimate. If they jam Consecrated Sphinx here, I can Anguished Unmaking on my upkeep before I draw a card. So I'm honestly hoping that's what happens. Or nothing. Nothing is also fine. Vendilion Click? No? Okay. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to play History of Benalia. I don't really want to run Elspeth into... Actually, do I even play anything here? I think the answer is... Like, I have Liliana in play, so they have to do something. And end of turn Cyclonic Rift will take all of their mana? Maybe I do run this out. Because if this gets countered, I'd rather have this get countered than Elspeth. This is so weird. Opponent is on blue-black, do nothing. Wow, these night tokens look sweet. Repeal Liliana, sure. Alright, well I'm pretty glad I played History then. They binned Dragonlord Silumgar. Whoa, that is something else. Murmuring Mystic is okay. I think I do just use both of my burn spells here. I get blown out by Daze, but then I get to play Elspeth, so yeah. Lightning Strike you. Burst Lightning, that's a total of 5. And if they do counter this, then they're tapped out. If they don't counter this, then he's dead. Like, both of these situations are pretty good for me. Okay. We make a knight. We get to attack with the knight. I will be Anguished Unmaking the Search for His Contact, because that's non-land card, which is like their whole deck. They did not have a counter spell before. I feel like getting this countered is better for us than... Basically, if they get to resolve Anguished Unmaking, we're in a rough situation. So we're going to go Liliana. If they don't counter this, they probably just don't have a counter spell. So we uptick. And then we exile this. They can play Karn, but then we can just kill the Karn if they downtick. So Cyclonic Rift would be like a little bit troublesome because it does basically kill all of our knights in History. So if they pass all their mana untapped, that's probably what's going on. But then we can play Elspeth, so... I just can't believe they got rid of Dragonlord Silumgar. Okay, so they get to draw 2, but we can... Oh, no! Oh... Well, that's rough. Elspeth will kill our knights. Okay, so that's down. We get to attack with our knights, and then we can shrink one of them. Or if our opponent blocks, we can kill their Consecrated Sphinx. No, we cannot. But one of our knights will die anyway, so this seems fine. So now we go Elspeth. I actually don't get to hold up Mana Tithe, which I don't like, but that's okay. Yeah, this only gives -1 toughness. So we go Elspeth. They do have Force of Will. Ouch. Okay. Well, let's shrink Consecrated Sphinx. This got really bad. I don't know. I think I still had to Anguish Unmaking the land that draws them cards, because it like could just draw them into things specifically, and I have no way of interacting with it besides Vindicate. But this is a pretty bad situation right now. I will admit that. Good to know they have Force of Will. They pitched Cyclonic Rift. Man, if I could just Mana Tithe this Karn. Okay, never mind. I cannot Mana Tithe this Karn. Yep. Yep. Exile Liliana. Hold back Consecrated Sphinx. Maybe they attack with the Sphinx. That would be sweet. Nah. There's Bolas. He's very hard to cast in this situation. So, Lava Call Reaches cost 3 to activate. So 1, 2, 3. I can make it have 4 power, but that's not enough. So now I guess we have to try and deck them, which seems really sketchy. But they're down to 15 cards, and we have some things. But we're a lot of mana away from casting a lot of cards here. Actually, no, we're 1 blue away from doing this. So we're going to exile Mana Tithe to Karn's ability. Yeah, that's a pretty easy exile there. But we just got to hope we draw a blue source. Then I don't have any cards in my hand. Yep, got a Power Stone. Whoa! What? Okay, well that gives us a shot. I mean, they might just have a kill spell, but I gotta go for it. Yep, you can draw 2, that's fine. So let's activate you. Attack Karn. If they don't have a kill spell, Karn does go down. We're gonna save Swords to Plowshares. Or save the Plains for Swords to Plowshares. Slaughter Pact the Knight token. You got it. Oh yeah, they can't actually kill Lava Claw Reaches, that's funny. I guess in this situation, I'm just gonna pump it up all the way. Because we can Swords on our upkeep, I don't really care about taking 2. Putting Karn down to 1 seems kind of good. If they uptick, I probably just have to get rid of Bolas, as sad as that is. Because we need to get rid of the Sphinx so they don't draw. Actually, do I need to get rid of the Sphinx? Oh no. Oh, that was bad. Hymn to Torok on my last 2 cards? Fine. Whoa, what? They must have a play. Alright, well I regret my Swords of Plowshare situation. I still have 9 cards in deck? That's so many. Alright, let's go for it. I don't like this as much. It looks a lot sketchier here, but we're actually like dead next turn. Yeah, Swords would have been really good to play instead of hitting Karn for an extra 1, but how was I supposed to know they were going to have Hymn to Torok? I'm just going to pump it up all the way. Now I die. Because I can't, I don't think, deal with Consecrated Sphinx and Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah. Alright, well, we get a game 3, which I love control mirror matches in Cube. Some of the most fun. Yeah, I don't have any card draw. Because I could draw like Swords into a Johnny tapping down Creeping Tar Pit. But I take 7. Yeah, I don't know. That Swords play, I thought it was better to get him down as low as possible, but Hymn to Torok is good to know about. Gideon ally of Zendikar. I'm just dead. Alright. So they have Karn. Don't really have too much in the way of ways to deal with Karn except for Star of Extinction, which can also kill Search for his Kanta. That's only good if I'm behind, but it is pretty good if I'm behind. But I think just direct burn is a good way to deal with Karn. Maybe I want Smiting Helix instead of Dualcaster Mage, just because it's such a great late game way to ping down Planeswalkers. And like it feels like all of their like important threats are Planeswalkers. Oh, it's so close to being good. Okay. This hand is actually pretty good. I will probably just bottom the Lightning Strike because it takes a long time for this card to be relevant against our opponent. And we more or less want to hit every land drop we can. Plus, I don't want to have any dead cards. So we're going to keep this, get rid of this. Hope to avoid like Hymn to Toroks and stuff. Man, our opponent never mulligans. I guess they don't really have to. Because their deck is all 6 drops, as long as they just have mana. Turn 1 Ponder. I kind of want to counter that. Especially if they kept a sketchy hand and they like start missing land drops. Turn 1 Ponder just suggests to me that their hand is not that good. Otherwise, you should wait on Ponder for as long as possible. So if they're like, don't have mana, that could have been a good play. I guess we'll find out. Here's where I get mana tithed. But I never saw Force Spike, so let's draw a 6 mana Planeswalker. Okay, maybe countering Ponder was bad. Okay, that gives us hope. Oh, I should have played another land. We got all the manas. We can play every spell in our deck. Oh, why? Ugh, okay. You got it. Probably should not have played a land, but hard to know. Now we do want to play all of our lands because it makes all like their discard worse. We just gotta top deck a spell. Not that spell. Oh man. They're just gonna play Consecrated Sphinx, we're gonna lose. This is pretty bad Flood. Actually, it's really not. I will play that. Again, to play around Karn. Because if they Karn in exile, we can Burst Lightning right away. If they Karn uptick, we can Burst Lightning right away. Sure. Alright. Yeah, this is the risk. This is the risk we run. They probably have Forbid with buyback, and if they have that, it's going to be really hard for us to win the game, especially if they Consecrated Sphinx first. Yeah, what is this? Man, they get Karn every game. Well, now we have a turn to, like, draw pretty well. I'm going to get rid of Oust. So I can Burst Lightning Karn back down to its starting loyalty. So I need to draw Vindicate. There's really not that much I can draw. Okay. I'm not going to play this, I don't think. Here we go. That's good. I like that a lot. Black. They probably have Force of Will. Look like red, blue. But if they don't have Force of Will, then we got a shot. No! Oh, fine. Yeah, I can't. Now I don't think I can win. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, they can uptick and I can Burst Lightning the Karn, but he's going to be at 12 loyalty. So they can restart the game with an Oust in play. I actually don't know what's better to target, but I'm just going to default to hitting Karn because maybe I get into a situation where I start attacking him for damage. But if they have another counterspell, it's going to be really hard for me to win. Yep. Gonti's so good against my deck because I just have all busted 6-drops. Alright, Gideon, do your thing. Gideon's probably getting countered, but give this a shot at least. Make a knight. Go. So as long as they didn't hit anything good off Gonti, maybe there's a hope. But if they just like jam our own Nicol Bolas here, I'm gonna be real sad. No! Come on! That's not even fair, man. I'm gonna let them have their fun because like this is kind of sweet, but that's brutal. Star of Extinction would have been a really good card to put in here. Condemn. Okay, never mind. We're just done. I'm done here. See you guys next round. Alright, we're playing against Tomorrow. I'll keep this hand. It's got most of our colors. We're still 2 black away from casting Nicol Bolas, but that's okay. Got some Word Power Stone action. Not going to expose ourselves to Wasteland. But we can condemn if they... I don't know what hasty creatures are in green. But if they play one, maybe Questing Beast is in here? Alright, this appears to be mono green. And condemn not very good against Raphellos. Mana Tithe would have been good. Like, I don't know, maybe like last turn, who knows? Something like that. Oh, I wonder if I should have... Yeah. Probably should have hold up double white so I could go like condemn into Mana Tithe. But opponent is missing land drops, which is good for me. Lotus Cobra. Yeah. Maybe they're not missing land drops. Okay, they are. Okay. So we can still hold up condemn. We can Mizzium Mortars away Raphellos. And then we still have Mana Tithe. Next turn we can play Wurn Power Stone. Yeah, Farseek is rough. It's really good with Lotus Cobra in play too. Oh, they do have other mana. Okay. Well, I like green-red. Green-red is at least kind of fun. I just really don't like mono green and cube. Okay, I will condemn then. Normally I would save condemn, but it feels like hitting their mana is pretty important here. They didn't play any 2-drops, so like their hands gotta be full of clunky, expensive spells. Ooh. Actually, Lava Claw Reaches is kind of better mana ramp than Wurn Power Stone here because... Oh, no, it's not, never mind. Because my red is also my blue, so I need 2 different colors. That was a mistake then, because I was supposed to play Wurn Power Stone. But I get to Mana Tithe this 4-drop maybe. Yeah, we will counter that. I would like to save Anguished Unmaking for something that like doesn't leave any permanence behind. They just conceded the game? What? Okay. What? They were nowhere near losing that game, but okay, I'll take it. Sweltering Suns comes in. I kind of like Hour of Devastation if they're showing some like Xenagos action. I feel like Outlaw's Merriment is just kind of sweet. And then they just conceded to Mana Tithe, but I'm probably gonna cut it. It's so good on the play. Probably I should just not play Nicol Bolas, but I can't cut Nicol Bolas. Magister of Worth, so I need to make a lot of cuts here. Okay, maybe Magister of Worth is better than Merriment. Maybe Anguished Unmaking is just worse than these red spells. Liliana seems great. Condemn is not that good against their deck usually. And then I'm gonna cut like a targeted removal spell because we have like more board wipes now. And I guess we'll find out if mono board wipes against the green deck is good. Let's run it. Run it back. We've been on the weird side of variance as far as opening hands goes, but I will keep this. I love Mana Tithe in this hand. What do I cut here? Honestly, I feel like I cut Swords to Plowshares because we're just going to play Day of Judgment. That seems weird, but it's my best bet. And hopefully we get to Mana Tithe the turn 2 Raphellos. Surely he wouldn't play Mana Tithe post board. Oh, I would. Oh, this is... Oh, that is going to get a concession right there. It's funny because they saw it. Like last game, they ran into Mana Tithe. They just did it again. They put their best card into Mana Tithe. Like, that's not my fault. That's your fault. You saw it last game. It's because you had lands in hand. Just wait a turn. It's not that hard. Ugh, opponent, what are you doing over there? Yes, I will go Badlands into the Romantic Lantern. Go. So, we could start Johnnying stuff. We could do a lot of things. I'm not really that worried. Yeah, they had plenty of lands. Just wait one turn for Raphellos. Unless they have a good follow-up here. Like, if they had a good 2, 3, and 4, then maybe it's okay. Everflowing Chalice kicked twice. Okay. Maybe it's fine. They do have, like, pretty good ramp going on. Plains. So, let's just go ahead and play a Johnny. Oh, man. They all have, like, double abilities now. Johnny keeps a Forest tapped. And then if they, tap their Chalice, then I can, tap down the Chalice. Awakening Zone will eventually get them out of the Ajani lock, but killing the lands would be sweet. Well, I can cut them off red mana too. Oust is not at its best against Eldrazi Scion tokens. We're just going to wait. They're not pressuring Ajani. 2 turns away from ultimate, and that will completely knock them out of colored mana. Thrashing Brontodon, killing my Chromatic Lantern. What do I do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of want to just Mizzium Mortars with Overload here. It's like casting Day of Judgment, but it uses my mana better. Red, red, red. Unfortunate that they're going to be able to kill my Lantern, but I have like a lot of interaction here, and they don't have that much mana next turn. Yeah. Tap down your red. I don't know, mate. You might get your lands blown up. Here's the real question. How greedy do we get with the Johnny's ultimate? The Immortal Sun? Wow. Okay. That's a good card against us. It's a pretty good card against us. Go. Oh, okay. Don't know if I can beat that. Do I have any artifact? I have like Oblivion Ring, Anguished Unmaking, Vindicate. All those would do it. And it makes the Eldrazi spawn have power? Oh no. Oh no. This is how we lose. Alright, well I'm definitely getting rid of the card that kills Planeswalkers because they have the Immortal Sun, so they're probably not playing that many. Bloodbraid Elf is a good one. Scavenging Ooze is also a good one. I want them to play another creature. I'm greedy, and I don't want to waste a Day of Judgment. So they're just going face. They believe in the Immortal Sun, which makes sense. I think I do just have to Wrath, because that's like a pretty big clock. Okay, it would be good if we could activate Liliana. We cannot, so it's not that good, but it does something. Sure. I should have played the land first for F6 equity. I didn't know opponent was going to scoose all my stuff. Play Lava Claw. So them not exiling their creatures makes me think they have some like Eternal Witness or something. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, this is bad, but put a +1/+1 counter on each ooze. This is probably the nightmare situation. They could just make a ton of oozes and kill us that way. Biogenic ooze is an amazing card in Legacy Cube. Okay, so this is not good. I have to like oust the biogenic ooze, which is just a very disheartening play, let me tell you. Play Worm Power Stone. Pass. We take a bunch of damage. They get to, I believe they get to draw the ooze this turn. And then we have one turn to draw our second Wrath. Oh, okay. We can beat Ulamog. They kill our Badlands. It's gonna be really tough, but we theoretically can, I think. Okay. That will do it. Alright, game 3. All the glory. Opponent's playing a weird deck. Do I like Condemn against Ulamog? I definitely want Anguish Unmaking now. Now that I saw what's going on. Our Devastation seems okay, but I think we need to be proactive. Like, this seems really hard. I gotta bring that in. I can't cut Nicol Bolas. Like, if you want to win, cut Nicol Bolas, but he's the meme. Maybe I cut that. Because it's, like, not that useful. I'd rather have a card I can, like, play and be proactive. I have tons of removal anyway. Now, this is a hand. We finally get to keep a 6, 7, 8. However many cards this is. So I actually want to continue drawing lands. I'm gonna bluff Mana Tithe. Mess with their mind. Then if they wait, then I can oust Raphaelos and like, then they're just behind on tempo. That's why I love Mana Tithe. It just does mind games. Like, if our opponent has a turn 2 Raphaelos and they wait until turn 3 because of like, ugh, no fear. No fear, opponent. Never mind. My whole train is ruined. This can get maybe a Badlands. It needs to get black mana, that's for sure. Brontodon. Yeah. I'm gonna wait and see what I draw. Mortars is good. I also have Day of Judgment though, so let's just Mortars the Brontodon. I don't want them like killing stuffs, you know? Xenagos is a problem. We have Faith's Fetters though, so he's not too bad. So I can Burst Lightning down the Satyr, and then Faith's Fetters the Xenagos. Scalding Tarn, so I want to get black mana, so I'm probably just getting Badlands here. Yeah, I think I do kill the Satyr and then Fetters the Xenagos. I could have like kept the Satyr alive for Day of Judgment, but I want to clear the board so that I can like, well, that was a decent draw, I guess. Faith's Fetters, Xenagos. So it's pretty clear we don't have Mana Tithe. No. And if we draw a Swamp, we can just jam Liliana, which should go a long way to winning this game. Huntmaster. Okay. Well, now I have regrets, because I guess if I draw a Swamp, then we're good. Swamp. Black mana. Untapped. Volcanic Island. Not ideal. So I'm just biding time. I don't really want a Day of Judgment this Huntmaster, but I almost have to. I think I oust it. I can take 2. And this effectively just denies them a draw step. Because if I like Day of Judgment and then they play the Ooze, I just lose like on the spot. Currently we're in a position where we need to get max value out of this Day of Judgment. Okay. Come on, deck. Untapped black mana. I don't think that does it because we already have Badlands. No, we have Scrubland. Yes, okay, we're good. Yeah, Scrubland doing work. I think I just plus Liliana here. Because if they... What is this? Beast Within. Well, better than minusing. At least we have creatures now, so like, Huntmaster isn't that scary. We can cast most of our spells now. Yep. Okay, now we can cast like every spell in our deck. Do I play Day of Judgment? I think the answer is no. I think it's a flip Huntmaster. It deals 2 damage to target opponent and 2 damage to a creature. But I don't really gain anything by attacking with the zombie. Because they're at 27. So I just wait. We're just gonna die. Very, very slowly. This will happen. Yep. We're doing this mostly to make them think the coast is clear so they can commit more to the board. That's like my end goal. Fertile Ground is not what I wanted. Now I'm just taking unnecessary damage. I'll take 4. Okay, they didn't play a second spell. Plains, right. This is rough, man. I think I gotta wait one more turn. Like, I just can't beat an ooze. And taking 4 damage here isn't the worst. Oh no. Alright. It appears things have gotten more powerful since I don't really know what to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they could just like hardcast Ulamog soon. I think I more or less just have to Wrath and then hope to draw something good. I can take 4. We're fine. Oh, these draws have been subpar. We're gonna wait on Wrath one more turn for their post Great Henge situation. Maybe I can Mana Tithe and Ulamog. Yeah. Does Monstrous do? Okay. I was making sure that Monstrous interacted well with counters. It does. So you can still Monstrous even if it has +1/+1 counters on it. Yep. Get a thing, draw a card. So they've cast 2 spells, so Ravager will flip. Raphaelos I will not Mana Tithe, even though they get a card out of it. Alright, we held off as long as possible. So we need to Day of Judgment, untap, and then draw a way to deal with the Great Henge. And we might actually be able to stabilize in that situation. But we need like a Oblivion Ring or something like that. Swords is okay. Let's go Day. I can attack them for 1, but I feel like holding up Mana Tithe and Swords is better, because we can Swords the Ulamog. Or they could play Ulamog, then we draw Nicol Bolas, then we kill it. There's a lot of options here. Or opponent's completely out of creatures. That's the other dream. This card's really busted. Who thought this was okay? Why does it add mana? Like, if it didn't add mana, it would be, like, kind of fine, but, like, holy cow, dude. Let's say you have a 4/4. This costs 5 mana? That seems kind of broken. I'm gonna be 1 mana short? Wait, no. Oh my god, I get to actually Mana Tithe. No, I'm 1 short. Fertile Ground. Fertile Ground tripping me up. 9, 10, 11. Yep. Well. Oh. Okay. That's fair. That makes sense. So this happens. Oh, they get to draw a card, right. Xenagos makes a Satyr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can get greedy and try and draw Nicol Bolas. I think that's my best bet at winning this game. So I'm gonna wait to Swords, because wrong Nicol Bolas, but that also kind of works. This only destroys creatures. Yeah, so I can exile this. They gain a ton of life. I don't really care about that. I think I have the mana for this. Red, black, blue, black, black for Nicol Bolas Dragon God. And then I can make a 2/2 Satyr, or I can uptick to 5. I think drawing a card is better, because their hand seems like relatively weak, and I need to draw like a Wrath or something, or more Planeswalkers. Because if I kill this Xenagos, they just kill my Nicol Bolas. They still have the 2/2 in play. And that's almost exactly what I was hoping for here. So next turn, I need a lot to go right. I need like a Wrath. I don't like how much mana they're generating here with Nykthos. No! Well, they did that before playing Xenagos. Okay. So now they just have a 2/2. That was kind of weird. Wall of Blossoms is gross with the Great Henge. Alright, so now we can draw like an Oblivion Ring. I pretty much have to like trade off my Lava Claw Reaches with the Satyr. And maybe they play a creature into Mana Tithe here. Please. Please. Be Primeval Titan. No! 1 more mana. No! Oh boy. Alright, we need a Wrath. We need a lot of things. This is gonna not work. The funny thing is our opponent actually just had us dead on board if they just had activated Xenagos. So I'll take that. But we need one of our many Wrath effects here. Wurn Power Stone. Man! I'm gonna cast Nicol Bolas, let him know what's up, and then concede. Good games, opponent. Good games. Alright, we're playing against Dynasty UK. We won the die roll. Going first. Honestly, I'm gonna keep this hand. This deck is all, like, very mana hungry. Vindicate can deal with any, like, problematic permanent. We're on the play, so as long as we just hit spells, we should be okay. Opponent mulliganed as well, which is good. I'm gonna lead with Arid Mesa, because I do want to thin my deck. Like, I don't want to really draw anything else. Oh no. Actually, our deck is very good against green, I think. So what do we have? We have 2 black, so I should probably get a black source. We have 3 white. Our mana is like perfect, so I'm going to get a Badlands. Just in case, I don't know, we want to like double spell, double black cards. Ooh, that was a good draw. Always bolt the bird, especially against an opponent who mulliganed. Let's play Sacred Foundry tapped and pass turn. Ooh, Scalding Tarn, okay. I will Vindicate Raphellos. I will Swords to Plowshares Raphellos. Vindicate can be used on other things. Let's play a tapped Hallowed Fountain. Go. Lightning Helix would have been good on Raphellos, but I don't mind too much. We have a lot of good sideboard cards for this matchup too. Guy's Cradle not so good without any creatures. Condemn, sure. Coercive Portal. So that's going to be Vindicated for sure. That card represents just a lot of card advantage. I'm even going to do that over playing Gideon just because I can't let them draw that many cards. I tapped wrong. I should have Condemn up. I don't think it matters though. Okay, let's play Gids. Scalding Tarn's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Gideon. No way, they've Mystic Snake! Fine. Do I Lightning Helix the Snake? That does cut them off Guy's Cradle mana. They only have 2 cards in hand. I think I do. Well, now we're both top decking somehow, which is kind of crazy. But I have a lot more powerful top decks, I would imagine. They're down to only 6 mana. And I'm going to fetch off Scalding Tarn. Probably going to get Volcanic here. I guess that's the only card I can get. Day of Judgment, okay. Well, Sundering Titan Bard, I think we're safe. Sundering Titan would be so gross though. Go. Maybe this deck needed some card draw, like a Compulsive Research or something. We can beat a lot of stuff. They have 2 cards in hand. I wonder what they have. Do I Condemn here? No, because I want to Wrath. That's a lot of mana. Okay, this is officially flooding territory now. So are they though. They've drawn just non-stop lands. I kind of regret killing their mana sources now. Oust. Okay, so here's a good situation for Oust. Because now they have to draw a Lotus Cobra in like 2 turns. It's just pretty demoralizing. It also cuts them off mana. Mizium Mortars. Okay, we got a lot of answers. We need some threats. See? Look at that. Time Walk. Fate's Fetters. I think now I'm going to Mortars this. I have so many like Day of Judgment effects too. Like I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 mana is like Tooth and Nail and Twine territory. That's a problem. That is a problem. Elves, sure. Alright, so I will run out Wrath because I just drew Supreme Verdict. They're down to 4 cards. And they're green, so that's pretty good. Because most of their threats that they play I should be able to deal with. Explore, you got it. And one day I'll draw a Planeswalker. It's gonna happen. I mean, I did keep a 6-land hand, so I can't complain too much. I knew what I was getting into, though. Okay. I'm still complaining. You can't stop me. Actually, wait. I have 17 cards left in my deck. How long has this game been going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 5 lands left out of 17. I might honestly just be able to beat their entire deck at this rate. Ajani Vengeant. If he gets countered, he gets countered, but Ajani's sweet. Certainly feels like their deck is full of counter spells. Or their hand, I mean. Cryptic Command. Yeesh. Okay. Very ambitious to play Cryptic Command and Raphellos in the same deck, but you do you. Elves is okay. Dear Lord, please let my opponent go for Genesis Wave or something. Manazide is so funny, because even in situations like this, our opponent could just get really greedy, cast like, I guess they already played Hydroid Crisis, but like, just a really big X spell, like a Worm Coil Serpent or whatever, and just counter it. So as far as counter spells go, I saw Cryptic Command and Mystic Snake, so I'm assuming if they don't have double blue, they can't counter anything. They only have 12 cards left in library. Okay. This is what we were afraid of, but as long as they don't have Crater Hoof, and even if they do have Crater Hoof, we can probably survive. What do you got? Primeval Titan and Wood Elves. Sure. think I'm just gonna let this happen. Oh, I know what's happening. They're gonna hardcast an Emrakul. That's what's happening. 5, 11, 12, 13, 14. So even if I Wrath, they're still just one land away from hardcasting an Emrakul. So, that's a good one. I can nickel Bolas. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bolas costs 8. So they also have a treetop village. This is going to be hard. Because I kind of want to save Supreme Verdict for Emrakul. Maybe not. Maybe I just Bolas the Emrakul. Because I play Faith's Fetters on Primeval Titan. I go up to... Why don't I just Wrath? Right? And then I still have a 1, 2... No, that's why. I can't do both. That's what was the problem. But I can Faith's Fetters the Primeval Titan to gain enough life so that Emrakul doesn't kill me. And then I can condemn the Treetop Village. Okay. That seems okay. And then if they do hardcast Emrakul, I can like sacrifice Faith's Fetters. And I should still have enough mana to Supreme Verdict. I think that makes sense. I keep forgetting that Emrakul is Annihilator 6. That's problematic. Oh my god, I'm gonna get to Manatize something? Now that is glorious. They didn't even go for the Cryptic command there. Man, that Manatize was good. Maybe they don't have Emrakul. Sure. Honestly, I feel like they don't. Eric makes a beast. Okay, they actually don't have Emrakul. Well, I can beat this, that's for sure. Condemn you. That's a really good card for them to draw as their last card. Take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. I think I just run out Nico Bolas because he has 5 loyalty. He's gonna go up to 8, and then he only takes 5. That seems better. If they have a counterspell, their deck is, you know, one can only have so many counterspells, right? That would be the assumption. Nice. Yeah, I think I kill Garrick first. That also plays around them having like Beast Within or Primal Command, things like that, because now all of their threats are creatures which can be dealt with by Supreme Verdict. Oh. No! That was rough! I had it because I could have Ulamog or... Alright, we gotta draw an exile effect. We actually have a lot, but we have to draw it. Liliana. I don't have any creatures to get back. I'm gonna go to 2 cards in library. Alright, this is a weird game, but let's kill everything. Liliana. Make you smaller. Go. They attack. I exile 20 cards. Oh, I'm actually just dead. I shouldn't have showed them Liliana. I thought it was top 10 cards. Right, against green. Each player destroys. Okay, so I want exile, which I guess I just have to save now that I know about it. So we bring in Magister of Worth, Star of Extinction, Sweltering Suns. I actually kind of want to cut some of this like targeted removal. Condemn doesn't really work that well against their deck. Oh, I also had Oblivion Ring. Kind of want Outlaw's Merriment because this card can also just win the game. Cards to cut. I mean, Sweltering Suns is just better than Lightning Strike here because it just kills everything. Okay, maybe Star of Extinction is a little expensive. And I like Magister of Worth because a 4/4 flyer is worth a lot too. Probably cut Mana Tithe. Especially now that they saw it, they will most certainly play around it. Do I want Aurelia? She attacks for 4 flying damage and has Vigilance. Their deck didn't really show much in the way of like ways to deal with big flyers. And she just blocks everything. I do like Aurelia. Nah, we'll run it. Alright, let's go first. Let's mulligan. What is with this deck and having like really ridiculous opening hands? We're gonna keep this one and probably just bottom Liliana. I almost wonder if I should have gone second. I don't really want to fetch off Scalding Tarn because I want to hit lands, but I'm gonna play it first anyway. So we want to do what happened last game and just draw only lands. Let's do that. Nope. Right. I'm just gonna let them have their elves because we have to recover with Sweltering Suns. That's like our main game plan. Wood elves. Yeah, that's some fast ramp. Especially if they follow this up with a creature. Land, please. Swamp was the worst land, but I guess I can Anguish Unmaking if it comes to that. Also, Tiny Liliana would have been real good here. Farseek, that's so much ramp. You got it. So yeah, I'm in the business of just don't counter the ramp at this point. We just got to deal with the big threats. Because I think that's all we got. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can Mizium Mortars, like if they've... It's all bad. I'm gonna wait. I really want to get them with Sweltering Suns. I think we're just gonna get wrecked by not having good mana here, though. Let's see if they're still scared of Mana Tithe. No fear, Primeval Titan. Oh, Crisis. Yeah, so that's a 4/4, so that's definitely gonna get hit by Mizium Mortars. We just gotta hit a land, and I will fetch end of turn because now saving the life is important. I'm gonna get the red-white duel because blue doesn't really matter. Sacred Foundry. There we go. Okay. Yeah, still Mizium Mortars. Player and Mesa. So now I have all my colors. This is probably gonna grab a Volcanic. Really depends. Primetime. Yeah, so Primetime is going to get hit by... I don't know. That much mana is really bad. Yeah, Treetop Village is also a problem. Alright, so let's fetch... What am I gonna get? Probably Volcanic Island. Oh, I do kind of want double white for like Wrath. Because Day of Judgment would be pretty good here. So let's get a Hallowed Fountain, I guess. We're in Power Stone. That'll be useful later. Let's just cast Oblivion Ring on the Primetime for now. Then I can go like Wurn Power Stone into Magister of Worth. The real problem is our opponent has 7 cards in hand and like 300 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they could just go land hardcast Ulamog and I just die, which isn't great. There are better things that I would choose. It's hard to imagine a world where I win this, but if they have like all 3/3s and I draw a red source or something like that, maybe. Yeah, that's not great news. So they intentionally did not entwine the Tooth and Nail? What did they get? Raphellos? That makes no sense, because if you're holding up 2 mana to cast... That's weird. Alright, well now I just need to draw Wrath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, deck. Oh, man. Well, they're going to cast Ulamog. There's still hope. We go Wurn Power Stone. A Wrath there would have been really good, though. Because then they'd be like so far away from casting Ulamog. I guess that's what I get for fetching Hallowed Fountain over... No, because I could have just drawn any of my double white Wraths. I don't know, maybe Volcanic was just better. So they can go Ulamog on Oblivion Ring and Wurn Power Stone. And then we're in a bad situation. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Opponent wisely playing around Mana Tithe. Good, good. Weird they moved to combat. Whoa, what? Okay. Huh. So they definitely have counter spells. Oh, this is so bad. They have triple blue, so they could easily have counterspell. Super weird they didn't just Ulamog. I think this is my best shot, is Magister of Worth. If for some reason they don't have a counterspell, this will stabilize the board and prevent them from casting Ulamog. They probably do, but I think this is our best shot because, like, if we play Day of Judgment, even if that resolves, they can just Treetop Village and kill us. Now I think I'm actually just dead on board. Yeah, this is how our draws lined up. Alright, see you guys next round. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this draft. This deck performed a little bit subpar. Kind of sad about that. I'm kind of trying to figure out if it was bad draws, bad deck building. Maybe we needed better resilient threats. Or, and it's totally possible, like the latest bunch of cards they printed just made it much, much worse to try and be controlling. Like the Great Henge, what kind of card is that? It makes green just ridiculous. If they didn't have Great Henge there, we probably win that game. Same with the Immortal Sun. If they didn't have Immortal Sun, we would have won those games. So maybe I need to change. For those who've been on the channel for a long time know this is like an archetype that I very much enjoy. Maybe I need to change it up a little bit because they've printed cards that make this not as good. That's one option. The other option is we just had really bad draws, which is, like, it happened somewhat, but I think I need to change up my strategy here, so we'll figure it out together. See you guys soon.